Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be doing my very first story time of being 19 and pregnant and telling my Hispanic parents. I hope you guys put your seatbelt on because this is going to be a rough ride. I know not a lot of, Hispanic parents are very easy on their kids about being pregnant very young, especially mine, having that I was spoiled, very spoiled, the only child, only girl child on top of that. So it was very, very difficult for me, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do later on, and please watch through it because I feel like it's like very interesting, and I hope this story helps a lot of girls that are going through this situation right now. Just know someone will be there for you no matter what. Either your boyfriend, your husband, whatever happens, your siblings, if you have any, just someone I know will help you. And you will not be alone on this. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, like I said before, please stay tuned and subscribe. Because guess what? I'm literally at 5,200 followers. Literally, my pregnancy video after a miscarriage is at 11,000 views now, which is insane. Like, it is insane. I am so grateful for you guys. Thank you so much for the support. Me and DJ and the baby are very, 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 very grateful for you guys. And on to the video. Part one of this insane experience of my life. I got pregnant around June maybe. I'm pretty sure I got pregnant when I went to a trip with DJ. Probably, yeah, I feel like it was one of the trips that we went, since we were traveling a lot, which was amazing also. I do miss those memories of just traveling with him. And obviously, I'm so grateful for our baby. But it always just comes back in my head. And I'm like, wow, we actually, did a lot of things before, we became parents. And I'm very grateful that God put us to be parents together and have such a beautiful baby. I was 19 at the time. I was still living with my parents. I had my car, I had everything, and I think I had came over DJ's house, I'm pretty sure. I had told him that my period was not, it didn't come. And I was waiting for a little bit because maybe sometimes my period was wasn't in its regular schedule. And I also wanted to take a pregnancy test, even though I was so crazy. I was like, this cannot be happening to me. Like, it wouldn't happen to me, right? Like, it's impossible, right? Also, on top of that, there's so many on top of details. I thought for a while, for some reason, I couldn't have babies. I felt like I was that person chosen to not be able to have babies, and it was going to be very sad in the future, and I just was very, paranoid about that stuff. In fact, DJ thought the same thing. He thought that he couldn't have babies. Obviously he can, and obviously I can. But it's just funny how, well, not funny, but, it's just, ironic how we both thought that we couldn't have babies. But we obviously can. And so we went to Publix. Was it Publix or Kroger? Something like that. And I was 19. He was 21 at the time. He was 21. He turns 22 in September. So, I would say, it's really close to being 22. So, at that point, we went to go get a test. I was honestly freaking out in my head because I was like, what are we going to do? This is super hard. I don't want, at the time, and I really, truly, truly regret saying these things, but at the time I was like, I cannot have this baby if, I'm pregnant. Like, I'm 19. Like, I have nothing. I don't have my own home. I don't have a job. I am not organized with my life at all. Like, I don't even know what I want to do in my life right now. And DJ was in the same, like, he was in the same road as I was. We were just living life every day, just saying, oh, let's go do this, let's go do that. But it was nothing like, we didn't have our life planned yet. So at that time, we came back home. I took the pregnancy test. I faced them down because I was panicking. I was so scared. I was mostly scared that I would disappoint my parents. That was the thing that hurt me so bad, that I was like, I cannot do this to them. They have given me everything. They have helped me so much in my life, and this is the last thing I would want to do to them, because obviously, like I said, I don't have anything. I don't have nothing in my name. I have nothing. It's out that I was pregnant. The tests were positive, and at that moment, DJ was the one to turn over the tests, because I was just literally panicking for my life. He turned over the tests and did not say one word. Like, if you want to talk about silence, it was dead silent. Like, you just felt all the energy of like, holy crap, you're pregnant. And he just looked at me and just went like, what are we going to do? We have nothing. We're not married. It was just a shock to both of us. Till this day, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, that feeling was insane. Like, I never felt like that before. It was so crazy. After that day, because it was literally just a regular day, I had told my parents, oh, I'm hanging out with DJ for a little bit. But obviously, I knew that I was like, oh, today, well, I'm going to take the pregnancy test. It's just going to be negative. I'm just going to go on with my day. Definitely did not come out negative. And like I said before, I was still living at my parents' house. So when I came home, I literally just had to act normal, like nothing was going on. This happened on a Thursday, if I'm not wrong. Then I lived on Friday, whatever, regular day. Saturday, me and my mom went to the pool, and I was just thinking about it the whole time. I was like, oh, I have to tell her, like, I have to move out the house. Like, if I was responsible enough to have sex with someone, I will be responsible about my own things now. I have a responsibility, a huge responsibility, and I need to leave my home now, because at that time, at that point of life, my parents were not responsible of me anymore. I was responsible for myself. DJ was responsible for us. And it was just the fact that I felt very proud of myself after, because I knew, I was like, if I'm responsible now, I need to leave my home. I have to be independent. I need to start doing independent things. I need to be with the man that is having a baby with me. Also, which I thank God so much, DJ stepping up, and, you know, a lot of guys, I don't even want to call them men because they're not men. A lot of guys step out of your life and they're like, oh, you have to deal with this on your own. Like, bye. But DJ was the total opposite. He was excited. He wanted me to move in. He was like, we have to do this. We can do this. And at the time, like I was saying before, I was so paranoid, and I was even looking up where to have an abortion, and it was just things like that. That I regret saying. Until this day, I regret saying that because not a lot of people can have children. They have difficulties having children. And every day I apologize for even ever thinking that. But like I said, I was 19. I was scared. I didn't know what was going to happen in the future. I had nothing ever to do with a baby. I was just scared for my life. I was. After that, DJ was supporting me and telling me we can do this together. It will be fine. Everything's going to be okay. Like, we will be okay because I have us. I got us. We did this, and we will go through this, and we will achieve everything, and we will be the best parents that we ever could be. And I thank him so much. I thank him for always being so responsible for me. And I haven't had to find a job. I haven't had to, work while I was pregnant. I didn't work any day of my life when I was pregnant. He took care of me. He still takes care of us. And I thank him so much every single day. I thank God every day for bringing him to my life and being such a great man to me. And such a great father to our baby. Forgot what part we were in. Okay, so moving out. So we were at the pool with my mom, and this was a Saturday. It was like in the afternoon. So I knew that we were about to leave soon, and I was telling her, like, making it like, hey mom, what if, like, not that it's gonna happen, but like, what if I like moved out one day, like soon, like I just want to like independensize myself. Is that even a word? I want to be independent, basically. What if I like, just moved out like one day and I just wanted to see what life was, just being independent. And she literally like looked at me like, are you crazy? You have nothing. Like, how are you going to start your life and move out if you literally have nothing? And I literally was like, oh my gosh, I just started a whole war. So she just started freaking out. Like, she was like, I don't know what you're gonna do. Like, you have nothing. What are you talking about? You're moving out. Like, it's just, what are you even talking about? Like, where did this come from? It's just super random that we're literally here at the pool and then you just want to start talking about moving out. And obviously I understood her because it was super random. I mean, I never talked about that. I told her, I was like, okay, mom, you're not going to like this at all, actually. But I want to move out tomorrow. I want to move out the house tomorrow. Like, I'm grabbing my stuff and I'm leaving tomorrow and I'm going to live with DJ. Freaks out. Says a little words that aren't, PG. I totally understand. Literally, I understand why she said the things that she said. But it was at that moment where I was like, I'm finally doing something responsible. Like, I am being a responsible person of moving out because I did something. I got pregnant, and at that point, my parents were not responsible of me anymore, because they don't deserve to take care of me still. You know what I mean? Obviously, they still took care of me. But I hope you guys understand of like what I'm trying to say. She didn't talk to me the whole car ride home. She told me right before we went in, she was like, if you want to move out tomorrow, then you have to tell your father right now. My dad was basically half asleep. My father. My father. My mother, so much more easy to talk to. Outgoing person. She's my best friend. I would tell her everything. So it was a lot easier to tell her than my father. I walked in their room and I said, "Hey Dad, I have to talk to you about something." I was shaking. I was shaking for my life. I was literally going to just scream at myself like, you are so stupid, you're so stupid, you're so stupid. So my dad looks at me, he's like, yeah, what's up, like, what do you have to talk to me about? Keep in mind, my dad's like a super dry person. Like, he looks like he's Bubba's. Keep in mind, my dad's like a super dry person. In person, he looks so mad all the time. Like, he has no emotions. He loves me. Obviously, he's my father. He loves me, but he doesn't really know how to show it, if that makes sense. He's very hardcore and like old school, you know. So, like I said, I was heading to their room and I was like, hey Dad, I have to talk to you about something. And I was like, how do I put this? Like, I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't want to do like, you know, say the wrong thing. And then they're like, oh, are you disrespecting us? And I was just trying to think, and I said, I point blank just said it. I said, hey Dad, I want to move out. I want to move out tomorrow, actually. Do you think it's okay? Yeah, I said that. Do you think it's okay? My dad just looked at me and he said, okay, do whatever you want, but do not call us if you need anything, because we have given you so much for you to just do this, and if you want to be independent, then you will start being independent the day that you leave. The second that you step out the store, you will be independent and you will not need anything from us. It kind of made me mad a little bit, but on top of it, they didn't know the reason. My mother, I know she knew. I knew she knew. It was obvious. Like, she knows everything about me without even me telling her. But it was a very hard egg to crack. Like, it was happening, but at the same time, it wasn't happening, if that makes sense. Yeah, you can leave, but no, you're not leaving. You know what I mean? My dad basically told me that he disowned me. He said he never wanted to talk to me again. And he basically just said, I want nothing to do with you. That was very tough on me because, you know, I was daddy's girl. My dad, even though we weren't so connected, every time we would be together, it was just, you know, daughter and father type of feelings. And just, I loved my dad. I admired my dad. And my dad isn't perfect. No one's perfect. But I still would consider all the great things that my dad did for me on top of, you know, I wouldn't really care about the cons, you know. I would just put the pros on top of the cons. That hurt me very bad. I didn't cry in the moment, but I did cry later on because I felt very sad that my parents basically disowned me, and I did not want to be left alone, you know, because this was a really big situation that was happening in my life. So the next day happened. I just went to bed, you know, regular. The next day happened, and I texted DJ. I was like, hey, can you come help me get my stuff? He came in with the car. I had my stuff packed. I already started packing before, which was crazy because I was like, what are you doing right now? Like, you haven't even told them that you're moving out and you already have your bags packed. I already had my stuff packed. I couldn't take everything because I had like clothing racks and all these things. I was like, oh my god, I have so much crap. I don't want to take all this. Like, for what? So, oh gosh, and my dad had left that morning, so he didn't see me go. Mom was there, obviously, and she was so heartbroken. She didn't say much. She didn't really talk to me at all, or DJ. She was very heartbroken. Rude. She was very heartbroken. You can just tell in her face, like, my only daughter, my only baby's leaving me already. She was stuck in this world where I was going to stay there forever. I obviously totally understand that because you have an only daughter, on top of it, a daughter that's leaving you, and you're basically going to be alone. Because me and my mom would do everything together. We would hang out every single day. Yes, I was that daughter, and I would never want to change my life because nowadays everything else in the world is just drugs, alcohol, whatever. And I did not want friends like that. I didn't have friends at all, and I was perfectly fine with it. Like, I was living my life, hanging out with my mom because of a day like this. A day like this is when you leave your parents, the first time you move out, and that is the time where you can reflect and say, did I do enough for my parents? Did I hang out enough with my parents? And I was completely satisfied. I was like, I do not regret leaving because I did everything with them. I helped them as much as I could. Like I said, I did as much as I could with my parents. I loved them to the max. I told them that I was so thankful for them. I tell them I would love them. I would hug them. I would kiss them. That's why I didn't feel super bad. I was not a perfect daughter. I was not. But I feel like I was a pretty good one for them. So the time came. I already had all my stuff packed. And I told my mom, okay, Mom, well, if you ever want to talk to me again, like, I will completely be open to, come over. We can talk about it, like, calmly talk about it once your mind is, like, calm and, just ready to be, ready to just talk to me. If you don't want to ever talk about this, we won't. Like, I don't want to lose our relationship, I just want to grow up. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm pregnant. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't say that. I did not say that at the moment. 2-3 days after, when I was all settled in, I had taken a picture of DJ with the pregnancy test. DJ was smiling in the pregnancy test picture, whatever. And I was like, I am so afraid to call my mom and tell her, hey, I'm pregnant. Surprise. So, since I had no balls, literally no balls, to tell her on the phone, worse in person, because I was not going to do that to myself, I texted her the picture. She read it, didn't reply for a minute, and I was freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is like the complete disappointment. Like, she hates me. She does not want anything to do with me. And my life is screwed up now. Like, I messed it up. I messed up my relationship with my parents. I have no parents anymore. And knowing my parents, I was like, I'm dead. Like, I am completely dead. I waited, and I was like, DJ, she's still not replying. Like, she read it. Like, she saw the picture. She has not replied. Nothing. Not even, like, are you kidding me? Or nothing. Like, not even a period or a space. Like, she has sent nothing. I don't understand. Like, I really do not understand what is going on. Like, Why is my mom not answering? Like, you see the message, just reply something. If you hate me, just reply. Like, I need to know what you're feeling right now. I was freaking out. On top of that, I was pregnant. So all the symptoms of me being very emotional was just going on at the time. I was like, oh my gosh, she's going to kill me. I lost my mom, my best friend. Literally, I just ruined everything in my life. And now I have nothing. She replies. She replies. What she said was literally shocking. Complete shock to me. I never expected this. Hi, Babas. Hi, Babas. Completely shocking to me. I literally was like, am I reading this right? Or am I just crazy? Oh my gosh! You don't like when I do that? Like, am I crazy? Completely crazy. Am I reading this right? DJ, can you read this, please? She said, I knew it. I knew it, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And then she says, I'm sorry. I can't say anything or call you because I'm right next to your father. He's driving, but I want to scream and yell of excitement. Now, if you guys know my mom, which a lot of you that are watching this video know my mother, totally different, complete shock. I did not think my mom would say this, but it was a sign of relief. I was like, maybe my dad doesn't accept me right now, disown me, you know, whatever he said. But I have my best friend's support, my mom's support. She supports me. She's happy. And it was just something so, like, to this day, I'm like, God is so perfect. God will never leave me alone. He will always have someone for me. Like, my mom will forever be my best friend. She is the woman of my dreams, the woman I want to be when I grow up, and the mother I would love to be. And she is an amazing grandmother. She loves the baby so much. Us three, the baby, me and my mom, obviously DJ, but this is like a whole different kind of relationship, if that makes sense. Me and DJ are for everything. Like, he is my rock. He is everything to me. Everything. And in life, he will forever be my number one. My number one in life. You have someone, it doesn't have to be your mom, a best friend, your boyfriend. Just take advantage of spending as much time as you can with them, because you can literally lose them at any time, and you just want to be satisfied with how many times you told them you love them, how many times you showed them that you love them. So for me, it was a complete shock. I literally cried of happiness because I was like, wow, my best friend, she's happy for me. She supports me. She's going to support me. On the other hand, my mother had told my dad the next day. My dad, completely opposite, confirmed that he does not want anything to do with me, that everything that he did for me was basically thrown to the trash. And he says no more love, nothing to do with me, nothing at all with me. He said that it was my mom's fault, that she treated me, basically she babied me too much, and I just wanted to escape and all these things, which was not true. It was not true at all. My parents were strict, but it wasn't, I didn't do it for that reason. Getting pregnant was a complete shock to everyone, basically me and DJ. It was a complete shock. We weren't planning this. I wasn't doing it to leave my home. I wasn't doing any of this because I know my mom thinks that I did that to escape whatever was going on with my life, but definitely not. I was happy with my life. So, like I was saying, my dad basically was just not on the boat with us, and he was sailing off in another ship. I don't know if you guys want me to completely tell you in detail about my situation with my father and how that's going on right now. So that is how I told my mom, basically my mom. I did not even have the balls to tell my dad. I was like, Mom, please, like, you have to help me on this one. Like, I do not want to say it to him. I cannot. Like, I will be broken if I were to tell my own father. It was a negative part at the beginning. It was very negative. But it turned out to be a positive ending. And till this day, I am very grateful for how everything planned out, how I did everything, how I moved out, how I chose to take my responsibilities. And I am very, very grateful and happy with my life right now. Keep in mind, that was my first pregnancy that I did miscarry. So the second pregnancy, if you guys want to know how I told my parents on my second pregnancy, which is, here, let me show you guys, which is this little man. Yeah, Bubba. Oh, you're so beautiful. You're so beautiful, Bubba's. Look at those little feet. Look at those little toes. Look at those little toes. If you guys want to know that story, then I will be glad to make that video for you guys. That is mostly what I remember. And also, I want to bring my mom on this video next time, so she tells me, well, not me, but she tells you guys her part of her experience of me telling her and what her head was going through and what everything was just going through her head. So I want her to explain to you guys what was going on. Enjoy this video. If you did, please give this video a like, share it, I don't know, share it to someone that needs to hear these things. But like I said, there will be at least one person for you. They will be there for you. They will support you. They will do anything they can to help you during your pregnancy. You are not alone. Definitely not alone. Just make sure to have God in your heart. Make sure to be faithful to Him. Always. Even if your life is so bad, terrible, nothing's going your way, always be positive and always have faith with Him, because He will not let you down. He won't. It might look like He is, but trust me, He has a plan for you. No one's always going to live bad. No one is. There's always an uprising. There's always a rainbow. That's what I thought about my miscarriage. I was like, God, why would you do this to me? Like, I understand I messed up before in my life, you know? But why would you do this to me? Like, my own child, my first child on top of that, he wasn't able to make it, and you took him from me. That's how I felt. I was like, you took that baby from me. He was mine. And everything else after that was basically perfect. I have literally my baby right here. Like, he's mine. And God brought me that happiness again. And He said, you think I'm letting you down, but guess what? I have a bigger and greater thing for you, you know? Everything I do is for a reason, and He will always have a plan for you. Every time, for every person on earth, He has a plan for you. You just have to be there and be patient. Patient and faithful. He will have your life in shape. Like, your life might be like this, but it will end up like this and like this, you know? So always have God in your heart and always stay faithful.